The soil of our rainbow nation is watered with the blood of missing women and children. From the ground, you can hear their voices.
Hi everyone, my name is Jade Baptist and today we're going to be talking about gender-based violence.
Hi, my name is Mishka Abdul Sattar.
Hey, my name is Elizabeth Tandani.
Hi, I'm Namiz Gopi.
Good day, everybody. My name is Bonoma Mfuki.
What is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence is something that lies deeply within gender inequality and thus continues to become one of the most violated human rights in society. Gender-based violence is further defined as a type of violence that is inflicted towards a person depending on their gender, so whether they are male or female. However, statistics have shown that majority of GBV victims are women. In South Africa, there are over 146 sexual offences that are reported each day. Most of these offences are rape offences. South Africa is said to have the highest percentage of gender-based violence in the entire world.
Hi guys, so by now you know what gender-based violence is. So I'm here to tell you the types of violence that you get in gender-based violence. So you get psychological, you get sexual, you get verbal, and you get physical, right? So I'm going to tell you about physical. Physical violence is anything that has to do with abuse physically. That could be hitting, that could be strangling, threats of weapons, using weapons like knives and guns. So boys and girls, what do I mean when I say sexual violence? Sexual violence can be anything from an unwanted touch to a sexual remark or to some extent threatening and blackmailing a girl by using sex. So why I say pay attention to this part of this video is because in South Africa it is such a big deal because so many of our women and our girls face sexual violence on a daily basis. So please, do your part as today's youth to help protect our women and our girls. Think about your mom, think about your sister, think about any female in your family and why it is so bad for them to go through such a traumatic experience. The two types of violence we see in our adults is financial and psychological. So, financial is more to do with money, where a person uses money to manipulate another person into doing things they don't want to do. The second form is psychological, and psychological has to do with your beautiful brain upstairs, and this is when a person tries to get you to do things you do not want to do or you do not feel comfortable doing.
So now we know what gender-based violence is and the different types of gender-based violence, but what are the causes of gender-based violence? Well, the main cause of gender-based violence is the unequal status of men and women. Furthermore, this inequality is based on the perception that a woman should be economically dependent on a man. So far as old or traditional beliefs go, a woman and her child or children are a man's possession or should be under his control. Now, let's go back to the causes of gender-based violence. Firstly, there's trauma, anger issues, short temper, not having a good father figure, having an absent father, having a father who is an alcoholic, who abuses their mom, who abuses them, then they think it's okay to do that. Also, the perception of what is right and what is wrong. Referring back to what I said about not having a good father figure, feeling superior, peer pressure, substance abuse and substance use, bullying, social norms, and economic inequality, as well as the low levels of women empowerment. Gender-based violence frequently occurs in societies where there is a culture of violence or where traditional beliefs still apply, and where male superiority is treated as the norm. This norm can result in men feeling entitled to have sex with women. Boys and girls, we are all familiar with the coronavirus and how our government implemented lockdown in the year 2020. Now let's think about all the women and children who were forced to stay at home and experience violence. Some people needed medical attention because of the violence. Some people were struggling and still are struggling with the mental, sexual, social, and long-term physical health problems.
Today I'm going to talk about how to deal with gender-based violence, how to prevent gender-based violence, and challenges in implementing gender-based violence programs. How to prevent gender-based violence. Parents need to educate their children about gender-based violence and how they should treat others. Listen and believe survivors. Call for responses and services fit for purpose. Learn the signs of abuse and how you can help others. Incorporate men and boys as perpetrators, as victims or survivors, as agents of change. Challenges in implementing gender-based violence programs. Lack of access to funding. Lack of understanding of gender-based violence. Guiding principles are not known. Lack of evaluation. Underreporting because women are scared. They are scared for their lives. Failure to end impunity. How to deal with gender-based violence. Educate yourself and other people around you about gender-based violence. Use social media platforms to raise awareness about gender-based violence so that you can stay connected to others. Sponsor and fund women's full participation in civil society.
There are gender-based violence hotlines, support services, and support groups for gender-based violence victims. Gender-based violence support services. Childline, gender-based violence command center, Commission for Gender Equality, gender-based violence support groups, the Frida Hartley Shelter, the Sarji Bergman Center for Women, NISA Institute for Women Development, Shugumisa, Activism, Domestic Abuse and Prevention Training, People Opposing Women Abuse.
So boys and girls, now that you are aware of gender-based violence, I want you to do your part by spreading this awareness by using various social media platforms and the hashtags that appear on your screen.